Hey, Leroy, meet your mic.
Future Shock with your host, Benjamin Dixon. And guess what? You are now plugged into the Power Surge. Now tuned into the Future Shock, Future Shock, Future Shock. Hot takes we debate is the Future Shock, Future Shock, Future Shock. IWC, it's the Future Shock, Future Shock, Future Shock. Get your news here first, it's the Future Shock, Future Shock, Future Shock.
This is your boy, the Cardinal Nick Thompson.
What is going on, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood wrestling content creator and digital media champion, BJ Dixon. Now, I'm here to talk to you guys about our sponsor, Pop Mania. Pop Mania is a website created by our good friend and brother, Cam Lewis, who created this game, and he has a ton of different options for your game playing pleasure. He has Pick'em, where you can do predictions. He also has Higher or Lower, which suggests that whichever wrestler that you pick, whether they're higher or lower, will depend on the one that you're picking, and then like you will have a if your streak continues, you will be on the leaderboard. You also have trivia games from Pop Mania as well. You also have a versus draft. You have a pick your goat. You have what's called Ring the Bell. Ring the Bell is the game where you essentially play with your friends and you pick different wrestlers and you see which ones are better when it comes to your picks. And then whoever has the better picks wins. You also have another game that is called Build Your Goat. Who do you think has the intangibles to be the greatest of all time? We'll find out in Build Your Goat. You also have your shows and you have your leaderboard. If you guys are on the leaderboard, that means you scored the highest. So I want to thank Pop Mania for sponsoring this podcast. And you guys can use my code PowerSurge77 for all your game playing pleasures. Play on, everybody. Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? This is your friendly neighborhood wrestling content creator, BJ Dixon. Now, today I want to give a quick little introduction of our guest today. So, ladies and gentlemen, my guest this time is a man that has forged through some of the most influential traditions in professional wrestling. Born in Philadelphia, now residing in Atlanta, Nasty Leroy brings with him a style of a deep respect for the sport's history and its evolution. He is a man shaped by the grit of ECW, the excellence of Ring of Honor, and his pride and the pride of his home promotion, 1FW. Trained through the hard-hitting environment of CZW, alongside names like Rick Steiner and countless others, Leroy has shared the mat with even with the rising star and current WWE Tag Team Champion Braun Breaker. Every step of his journey has been built towards the competitor and personality we see today. And now with the new edge was emerging in his big Leroy persona, the wrestling world is watching closely to see what comes next. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to some and introduce to others, Mr. Nasty Leroy. What's going on, Leroy? How you doing
What?
today, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. It's coming back from the gym. I'm in the car, as you can see. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm in
yeah, yeah,
the,
yeah, yeah. But yeah, man. So you were a huge ECW fan growing up, and with you being in Philadelphia and everything, I'm supposing that's what drove you to want to be a professional wrestler. Did that have any impact on you eventually following that dream of having that passion of being in professional wrestling?
uh, I love ECW, but at the time, I didn't even know it was possible to be a pro wrestler. Uh, so about like later, like when I was 15, I discovered Ring of Honor, and I always wanted to do it. I was like gonna go to their school and everything. Uh, it just never panned out. But Ring of Honor, AAW, I get myself a shot here. Um, Kind of yeah, it was like Ring of Honor got me back into wrestling. It was like, yo, this would be cool if I do this shit. And then like later on, I just decided that like it's kind of like I decided at 15, but I didn't have no money to get into those schools. So what I did is like I just went to different schools. I went to different places. Um, First it was CZW. I did like tryouts there, and um, unlike Dojo Wars. So people be thinking that I'm on Dojo Wars like Jordan Oliver and MJF. No, I didn't do like their shows, not like that. I just did a lot of training and tryouts, and I was like, when I had a job and stuff, summer job and stuff like that, I would go all the way up to CZW when I'm still like living in Atlanta. So like that was school, and I was gonna pick CZW. I really was. But
So so why what drew you to CZW more than any other school when you started out?
I'm not gonna lie, cause it was hard. It was hard to get in the Ring of Honor. It's hard to get in the Ring of Honor. I wanted to get in the Ring of Honor, uh, and yeah, I just was at the time it was hard to get in the Ring of Honor. I wanted to get into that school. I think at the time, yeah, it was hard to get in the Ring of Honor. I was gonna say it was Sinclair, or they was taking over there, but no, it was just when even the Sinclair time. So I was never really like the biggest CZW fan until later on.
Mhm.
And watching Adam Cole, AL Fox, all those guys back then, Rich Swan, you know,
Yeah.
Sammy Callahan, you
Yes,
know,
sir.
CZW's pretty dope. I go there and train, and they go to Ring of Honor. They didn't like that though. Uh, but yeah, I did some training there. Then I went, and then I just stayed down here in Georgia, and I trained with, ended up training with Johnny Swinger and Rick Steiner for a little bit. Rick Steiner came in
Oh,
there. I don't like. He won't. I don't think he's gonna claim me or any of like I trained this guy, but he was like I was already in the mix of training at the time. Johnny Bronson came in. His kid came in. His kid took a liking to me. Real cool. Um, we wrestled like we did like what people some people call amateur, some people call Olympic style, wherever you want to call it. Mat wrestling basically. Most people don't know I have I'm real nice at mat wrestling though. I just don't use it a lot. Uh, I should do, uh, but too many people do that shit. Um, so I did that. I went to Robert Gibson School for a little bit, and then I went to like Air Fox School. And I ended up like when I left wrestling, I came back. I ended up that was when I was at Fox's, and then I was at a lot of school basically. I was like a journeyman wrestling school guy. Uh, training different places, and so like by the time like the Power Factory before it was a Nightmare Factory had like a super camp. Uh,
right.
I I did the super camp and stuff. So um, yeah, and then I was supposed to only be there for a short time, and then I ended up being there for a lot of time, and ended up training with Cody and QT and Billy Gunn and all of them. So yeah.
Okay. Well, you mentioned QT Marshall and Cody Rhodes. What has their mentorship meant to you over the years, man? Because I know that Cody, you've mentioned a lot of times how much Cody's meant to you and how much QT has meant to you. So, like, tell the world and tell the Future Shock world what he actually meant, what their mentorship means to you.
Well, I think it just comes down to like uh, both of them took a liking to me. Because I thought like when they turned the school into the Nightmare Factory, I was gone. I was out of there. You know, I don't know why. I just thought so. So also, I did a couple of things that probably can get me kicked out of most wrestling schools. Um, but I think they understood like uh, you know, I be messing up sometimes. So and they was will like me and my mess ups and stuff. Uh, my loose cannon behavior, which is people think it's a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. Uh, so yeah, they they stood me in the right direction, and
Mm,
let me say the right direction. Let me just say this. Uh, they, I think they understood. At first, it was hard to understand, and then once they finally got to know me, especially Cody. Cody was like hard to understand me. I think QT over, he took it like to me early. He knew hard to understand me and stuff, and like yeah, just put me in the guided me in the right directions when I was going out the wrong directions. Yeah, I always would tell people like, regardless what you feel about Cody on TV, or you don't like his character, or you think it's politician. The funny thing is, I used to joke about Cody about being a politician, and people were saying that in the most not joking way. Still like, oh, he's a politician, this and that, or whatever. Uh, and they're mad about that shit and whatever most of the time. But I used to say it in a joking way. Um, nah, I think Cody has has been an integral part of my career. Oh, big words I'm using. Uh, of my career, it just like reshape me. He gave me QT is like some trainers will get you just good, get you good, like get you good at like QT helped me in ring, be a better worker. Uh, just like helped out, and know what my style was. I think I was just trying to be like other people. Like when I was and it was just funny because it's like, oh, why would I try to be other people when people love me and stuff? But I was trying to be
yeah,
like a technical wrestler. I was trying to be like, I still can be technical. I still am a technical wrestler, but like mainly just that. Like I just wanted to be like I love Japanese professional wrestling. I love strong style. So and I like guys that brawl and stuff. But like I didn't want to just be a brawler and stuff. So QT told me one time, he was like, "Listen, you are a five." He said, "I don't know how tall you are, but you're not that athletic, of course. We know that, but he said all of the stuff, you not being athletic, this other stuff, roasting the shit out of me, basically, roasting the hell out of me. My bad. Uh, just but it wasn't like in a bad way. I think what QT did was like he just came honest with me. Um, and he was like, you are you are a brawler, you are a fighter. You gotta make it a fight, and that's the best thing on your ability. Your ability is to make like a fight. Cody was the same way. Like, uh, QT is just being honest. He's like, listen, you, you, you need fundamentals. You fundamentals. You, uh, so Cody showed me a lot of different, like, I think a bit like, I hate using this word, but I would say it industry wise stuff, like industry stuff. It's it's helped me a lot. It's
okay.
helped me
So
it's helped me a lot.
good. So like, I heard you mention in an interview before that Clay taught you how like to dress like a star and wear suits and all that different stuff. So how has that helped your perception with other promotions and stuff? Because a lot of times people walk in with suits and ties and people get a vibe from them that they're big time or whatever. So like what what about that style of clothing and how Clay taught you how to do that? Has that like give you a good perception amongst people, or is it giving you like a bad perception amongst people?
Uh, it was, it was funny because my my uncle was like he reinforced that. Uh,
Mm,
because I really was not like I was managing a lot, so QT and Cody was like you can manage in a polo. They told me one time, cool. But like I remember I showed up with a tracksuit or whatever, and he's like, all right, okay, that's cool. And then, that's all right, it's okay, man. Um, then like I don't know, like I'm very like business casual anyway, but I also like wearing shorts and t-shirts and stuff. So, but I think I remember showing up one time, uh, t-shirts and shorts at a show, and he was like, QT looked at me like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you wearing? Um, and I think same thing at like NXT one time, uh, uh, and it was just very like he was just very like, what are you doing? Or kind of thing of like, you can't just be out here, t-shirt in it and like shorts or whatever. Because I'm very
right,
laid back, kind of weird. So, um, told me, hey, listen, if you want these opportunities, you gotta like at least wear business casual or something stuff. So it slowly changed. I like, or I also like doing business casual stuff, but then it was like, okay. I think I went one time, just went in there with a suit one time, and they just liked it. Like Cody liked it, QT liked it, and like yeah. So, um, to answer your question, that's the answer part of the question. But like, um, it was it was Cody told me, he was like, you want to perceive yourself as a star, you want to carry yourself as a star, walk, talk, and act like a star, and like if you're doing like a suit, uh, and you just you portray me differently. So you can wear polos, which I do, and I'm portrayed pretty good. But like a suit helps that whole, when you're backstage. But like
right,
I've never like I've never like on his events. I've never like well I on his events, but I've never like in national TV companies other than WWE or like laid back stuff like that. But it was it was recommended. So I know
right.
it's long.
So, so what Ring of Honor wrestler do you pattern your style after? I've heard you pattern. I've heard you call your style of wrestling the nasty strong style as well.
Yeah.
What inspired that?
Uh, Guys like Samoa Joe, um, Homicide, uh, you know, those all those ilk. Like, also, I'm not gonna lie, it also would be Coca Cabana because
Okay, okay,
even my dad knows that I love Coca. I used to listen to all the stuff. I know
we'll
so.
make sure we didn't lose Leroy. Yeah, okay, okay, good. You were talking about Colt Cabana. You kind of went out, so like explain to me like how like what Colt Cabana means to you because you went out for a few seconds.
Coca Cabana came in my time where I was like, man, it was like when I was like when I got in deep into the whole indie wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think it was like 2010, 2011, like you know that type of era.
Oh,
And I think this stuff. I'm one of the rare few people that I like gyms. Uh, I can just, and BJ, I know you like that too. So you like gyms that people that they don't really know about. So I
yes,
thought Coco
yes,
Bannon was a gym. I thought he was a gym of like, oh, why did to me, it still baffles me, but like, why you didn't promote or why you didn't like give him more opportunities than WWE because he was a great babyface. Like, could have had
yes,
people from the fan favorite. Typical when you look at fan favorite, I think you like its definition of fan favorites is Speedball, Mike Bailey, Willow, Mark Briscoe, and then Coco Bandit's in there.
yes, yes,
It was like can't help
yes,
but cheer them. Of course, they have the haters out there because they just like to be bitter baby faces and fan favorites. But um,
yeah,
yeah. So I just thought like he had good psychology. Looking back at it as a fan, I just like this stuff. But like looking back at it as a wrestler now, this is a good psychology, good. And he's like he's top tier to me. Like some people don't like
yes.
that, but it's
I
what it
mean,
is.
the Coca Banda that I experienced was the guy who was on commentary. It wasn't too much later that I realized, oh, he's a wrestler too. And then I went back and researched a lot of his stuff because I didn't realize he was a wrestler as well until years later. Because I started when I started watching Ring of Honor, he was the commentary. He was very
Hmm.
funny, but I was like, oh, I didn't know he was a wrestler too. So it was very educational for me to learn. Oh, he's actually a pretty good wrestler. So he was very, very, very instrumental in my love for professional wrestling as well. But recently, Leroy, you evolved into this big league Leroy persona. So what sparked that change and what does it represent with this new version of yourself? Hold on, Leroy, you're cutting out. What?
I'm trying. So I'm going to build trees and stuff. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Yes, yes, yes. I can hear you, but like you're going in and out.
Tree, so
All right, that's better. That's better. Okay. You most recently evolved into this big league Leroy persona. What what sparked that change and what does this mean for this new version of yourself? Oh, we lost Leroy, guys. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. We lost Leroy just now. Uh, all right, Leroy, can you hear me? I'm sorry. Like you went out. You went out for a second, man. Hold on. Hold on. Let me add you back onto the stage. I'm gonna move you. Come here. Bring you right back. All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Uh, hold on. Now it's not showing your face. Hold on. Let me try it again. Now, okay, I can see you. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Hold on, Leroy. Say something because I can't hear you.
Something.
Yeah. Hold on. Come back. Come back in and then come back out because I can't hear you. This is.
Wait.
Hold on. Let me. Sorry about the technical difficulties, guys. Leroy's getting stuff together. Um, but while we are on the subject of Nasty Leroy's career, man, Nasty Leroy also has a great show coming up. in Atlanta on July the 17th. He will be featured, I'm thinking, in Summer Stage 2, which we will talk about. This is what the big interview was all about. Um, I am so sorry for the technical difficulties, guys. Leroy has been dealing with some stuff. He's riding back from the gym, and so just give him a few moments. But here on the Indie Spotlight, guys, we highlight independent wrestlers and their careers and their lives. We primarily just talk about independent wrestling and what this is all about when it comes to just the grind of being on the indies. And that's what we try to do here on the Indie Spotlight, man. We're just waiting for Leroy to come back, but thank you guys for joining in. And watching on the broadcast. Well, for those of you guys who will be watching the replay, thank you for coming in and watching. Um, just waiting for Leroy to come back. If you guys have any questions for Leroy, whoever comes into the comment section, if you guys have any comments for Leroy, comments or questions for Leroy, please feel free to put them in the comment section. And I'll be more than happy to um I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. Answer those questions on behalf of Leroy. But while we are waiting for Leroy to come back, play one more word from our sponsors. Okay. What is going on, everybody? It's your friend of neighborhood wrestling content creator and digital media champion, BJ Dixon. Now, I'm here to talk to you guys about our sponsor, Pop Mania. Pop Mania is a website created by our good friend and brother Cam Lewis, who created this game, and he has a ton of different options for your game playing pleasure. He has Pick'em, where you can do predictions. He also has Higher or Lower, which suggests that whichever wrestler that you pick, whether they're higher or lower, will depend on the one that you're picking, and then like you will have if your streak continues, you will be on the leaderboard. You also have trivia games from Pop Mania as well. You also have a versus draft. You have a pick your goat. You have what's called Ring the Bell. Ring the Bell is the game where you essentially play with your friends and you pick different wrestlers and you see which ones are better when it comes to your picks. And then whoever has the better picks wins. You also have another game that is called Build Your Goat. Who do you think has the intangibles to be the greatest of all time? We'll find out in Build Your Goat. You also have your shows and you have your leaderboard. If you guys are on the leaderboard, that means you've scored the highest. So I want to thank Pop Mania for sponsoring this podcast. And you guys can use my code PowerSurge77 for all your game playing pleasures. Play on, everybody. All right. And Leroy is back. Hold on, guys. All right, Leroy, can you hear me? Hold on. I can see him, but I can't hear him. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Hold on.
Dang. Hold on.
Hold on.
I have to
Can
have
hear
to
you.
tap the
Okay,
table.
cool.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm so sorry, man. Like I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
It's my phone, bro.
So
I'll
sorry
be going
about
in
the
and out of that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's my phone. I'll be going in and out, especially in the treesy areas.
Yeah.
So,
Struggle of
all
living
right.
in Georgia
Well,
sometimes. Yeah.
bro.
But
Yeah. So, what was
yeah.
the last question? Big
All
Lee Leary,
all
you
right,
said?
so okay, so yes. So with your Leroy, with the big Leroy, the big league Leroy persona, What sparked that change, and what does this mean for your career and for the next level for yourself?
Uh, to be honest, I kind of like put that on the hold for right now because like I'm still working. So I think that was like more of a test run to see how it would be as a other side of me. You know, a different. Not so likable side.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more of a villainous side. Some would say. Um, but yeah, more of a different, like more of a different side, more of like the stuff that I like from certain people in sports. And then like just getting this combination of it was really a combination of like it was me and my friend Dwayne. Well, I can't call him Dwayne, but he wants to be known as the Belt God. Um, um, so that's why he just as he says it. But yeah, he that was the brainchild of his. I gotta give him credit of that. Uh, and I ain't gonna lie, I kind of messed it up though. I kind of messed it up the character, but that's on me because I get too antsy when we've been working on it for like 6 months and stuff, and then I just threw out a promo in there, not the official promo, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm putting it on hold for right now because we gotta. It's not. I don't think it's ready yet, but the people did like the snippet promo that I did do, so I will say
Okay.
you'll see Big Leroy again um, at some point. Got to develop more stuff as Big Leroy. I can't even say character, but it's me. That's the other side of me. Like people already
Mm-hmm.
think that I'm a cocky individual anyway. So that's the what would I say? That's the more arrogant. Some people say more arrogant, more flame, more Mayweather type of kind of flashy type of person, Ric Flair type of energy. But like the side of me that is, I'm a confident individual, but Big Leroy being confident. Matter of fact, he's not even confident. He's arrogant, and he knows and believes in the main event. He is a superstar. I know I'm a superstar, but it's in your face to it. And I don't. I'll be honest. I don't know. I would have to go into the deep, deep into unrecognizable myself. But that was just a preview. I think it's
Okay.
going to do a
Okay.
lot of good. I think it's going to do a lot of good. It'll be a lot of good. I kind of overstepped the process. Some would say I unalived. My friend would say I unalived it, the character, but I don't think I unalived it. I just think people like me as myself as Nasty Leroy, but Big Leroy is myself. I just have to have that. I have to go to a different places. They say for what did they say with Randy Orton? He's going to that different place. Uh,
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So
So,
I have to go to that different place. So
mhm. and that's a life lesson for everybody, man. Trial and error is a big thing. You try something and it doesn't work. You learn how to perfect it the next time, and or even just sticking with what you already know. And for you as a wrestler, how important is it for you that character work is a how big is character work for you? How big is character work for you as a wrestler?
well, I think it's very important, but also at the same time, I feel like I'm gonna like my coaches love character work. People that I know around me love character work. It's very important. But I will say, so if anybody's watching this that is in training and you're starting out in wrestling or you're just start taking shows, um, it's cool to have a character, right? It's cool to have a character, but like at the same time, like having a character in wrestling being a being a worker, being a professional wrestler is a good thing and getting down your moves. But like, I feel like in order to you to have everything in wrestling, so I used to believe there was this whole like promos are important, but they're like if you're not a promo guy, you can get a manager to do that shit, right? I still believe that, right? Um, if you're good in a ring, but your character's not really good, you could work on it, but like still, you could, you know, work on your promos, but like you get by in ring. But now going through this process with Big League Leroy and all that stuff, um, I'm still not giving my friend the satisfaction when he has a conversation where he thinks that being a babyface in 2026 is hard, is not, it's easy, and which is not. Even then, I had difficulty with the other side of me being a villainous person. Some people would say, um, or the other side character, or quote unquote heel. But I don't think so. I think it's more easier for some people to be a heel. Anyway, that's another conversation for another time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
character work is very important, but also I think you should be yourself and then change over time with your character, and also be your natural self. And if you're your natural self, like you can make a character, but also you can also be your authentic self. And I think being your authentic self in 2026 helps today because um you just turn the level up on it. Just you wrestle a lot of matches, but like you have a character, but your character can always change. So everybody that's a wrestler wrestle first, and if you have a character in mind, use that character and then evolve that character and keep changing with that character. Um, yeah, a lot of people like the presentation, which I do. I like the presentation about wrestling. I like the character work. I like all that shit, promos, all that shit, right? But at the end of the day, you can't be not. I ain't gonna say trash. You can't not be solid in the ring because most
Mm-hmm.
solid people like myself are going to want to have to carry you. Because if you could talk in a mic and you're a flyer, but you're dog shit in a ring or you're not solid in a ring, women or men, it's kind of cooked for you. You're gonna have to like it's cooked for you for now, but you're gonna have to really like work at it and really like get to the wrestling part. I know that was long ass explanation, but
No, like people need it. People need it, Leroy. That's one of the things that I use the indie spotlight for. I use the indie spotlight to talk to wrestlers who are either up and coming or are veterans or people who are just in between. Just want to. So I'm gonna ask you something, man, and this is a more of a outside of your character question, but one of your standout traits, man, is how well you connect with people, fans and peers alike. What drives you to have that openness with people and to give others chances to connect with you?
it's just I think it's just me just moving around a lot. I was a kid who moved around a lot, and then I just was forced to open up. But also at the same time, I was a very, I was kind of like a little bit. It's weird because I was a little bit of both. I was a little bit I can talk to you, but also I had shyness. Social anxiety is what
Mm-hmm.
they call it. But like at the same time, I could talk to you if I knew you for a little bit. So, but I
Mm-hmm.
think over time, it just be hilarious to some people. You know what made me open up? It was my friends. It was me working at Hooters. It forced me to open up. And
You have no choice when you're working at Hooters.
and
You have literally have no choice. Like you're
yeah, yeah,
surrounded by.
and I was not the funny joke about that is like you was one of the girls. No, I was in the kitchen. I was in the kitchen. I was a utility person, like cleaning the bathrooms, helping the prep cooks, busting down the tables, all that shit. And so like I had to communicate and stuff, and like Like I said, I was what you call an introvert outrovert, right? And now I'm more of an outrovert introvert. Like I'd be introvert sometimes, but most of the times now I'm outrovert because I have to be. Um, I was telling that to my nephew. Uh, I think that's why I don't know. I don't think that's why he wants to do anything for as like in entertainment because he knows he has to be an outrovert. Um, so he's a complete hermit, and I always want him to go out and meet people and all that kind of stuff. Which the thing is, people be like, "Oh, I love the Nasty Leroy character." Nasty Leroy is me. Um, it's just Nasty Leroy is me. Leroy is me. They're both me, but it's just different people. I'm a very laid back individual, but also at the same time, I can be outgoing. I can get with people, and I think it's just over the time that I've you be around different stuff. Like I've had multiple jobs, and Hooters is one of them. It became my hangout spot too. So you just over time gradually. I didn't even know it until somebody pointed out that I was completely out of my shell. Uh, and like yeah, I used to before coming back into wrestling. I would get people mad at me, and I never knew how, why. And then my friend would be like, "Oh, you're cutting promos on people. Or you're getting, you're getting, getting booed a lot." And so I, I think it's a me thing. Uh, Once I find out what you like and what you don't like, I can really like. And I don't like to be that person. I think that's what it is. And my friend was like, as I was doing getting into a different side of me with Big League Leroy, I was trouble hard enough being like picking at people's what they doing and don't like stuff because I know I can do it. And some people call it being troll, but I'm not a troll. I just tell you the truth about certain things and you don't like it. So uh, Atlanta fans, Cowboy fans, Pittsburgh fans, they can't stand me. Roman Reigns fans can't stand me either. But like I don't have a problem with Roman Reigns fans. I actually like Roman Reigns. This is the Glazers out there. Dom Mysterio fans. Anything that I know I can poke at you, and I just can say, "Oh, my true feelings." And it's not even being on trolling. It's really how I feel, and they don't like that. So it's just like I'm not the biggest Falcon fan for nothing. I'm an Eagle fan all day. And
Mhm.
Falcon fans do not like me unless you are a loyal person that lives here and you cheer for the birds and stuff. Okay, and you're never a bandwagon fan. You won't have no problem with me. But if you're a bandwagon fan, and you live in Atlanta, I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna call you out. It's just this
Yeah,
is what
I
it
feel
is.
you.
So
Yeah, so you become a key person in the one FW locker room. Was it like, man, being a role model for a lot of the talent there, and you know, and also what makes one FW different from every other indie promotion?
all right. So I'm gonna tell you this, and this is not a. I'm not a. Well, this is gonna come off how it's gonna come off because people are going to write into it. Um, this is the part when they dislike this. Uh, One FW started out as a promotion for like our student shows, and then it turned into a wrestling promotion, and then not gonna lie, the reason why I have it in my name, that man, I became that man at one FW, and wherever I go, I become that man, and a lot of people like that. A lot of people like that. But like one FW was a place that gave me an opportunity when nobody in the state. Basically, now that I've done something and I am a name, people are like, "Oh yeah, Leroy is part of Georgia wrestling." I don't claim myself as Georgia wrestling. Don't ever put me in that category. I tell people because you outcasted me. So that being said, I don't work for any other ones, well, except for Action. Um, Action Wrestling, and maybe like if Alex Kane was to call and he was like, "Yo, you want to come down to Deep South?" I probably would get a dire shot, but I don't really wrestle any other places. One FW gave me my shot, and like I became that man of one FW. It was only a few people in the company that are still now going, that are still around, but I was one of the big draws of that company. Uh, um, I'm one of the original people too. But it's it's to be. I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna say I'm a role model. So I don't know about the role model stuff. Um,
You are really Roy.
I don't
A
know.
lot of people look up. A lot of people look up to you. I can sense that. A lot of people do look up to you. Mhm.
If you say so.
Yeah. So
Um, but uh, the the land of plane of like this what I it's like I said, it sounds cocky, but like literally I was putting the company on my back, and like I literally have back problems because of this shit, for real, for real. It's
really, okay,
uh
okay.
because I've been, carrying a company is hard, bro. Like uh, this sounds cocky to some people, but it's real shit, bro. Like I was promoting that, I still promote the company. Uh, uh, I say it jokingly sometimes, but I really mean this shit though. Like I literally, when you think of One For Wrestling, and at the time when you think of the Power Factory, you couldn't think of nobody but me because I put all into it. And so now that we have TV, now that we brand ourselves, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm I get agitated. I'm not gonna lie, I get agitated a little bit because like the disrespect. That like I literally put this company on my back. I still do. Um, but I don't get I'm not saying compensated, but I don't get the proper respect. But it is what it is. No, let me not the proper respect. I do get the proper respect. Um, how is one FW different than any other independent wrestling promotion? Well, or high end independent wrestling. We're high end independent wrestling. I don't even, to be honest, I don't even consider us a just a promotion. We're modern territory, and I know my friend is going to watch this back and doesn't like this, but we're a modern territory of today. Um, we book ourselves as a modern day territory of like the old territory days, but in modern times. We have the family friendly, like old school feeling of fan favorites and uh, bad guys and stuff, and then people that you want to cheer and people that you want to boo. Um, but we do our own spin on it. Like we do our own spin on it. We do our own spin of classic wrestling, but like with our own twist. And guaranteed 9 times out of 10, you come from a one FW show, you have the best time of your life, and that's not our exaggeration. Um, and then like stars of like one of W mixed up with AEW people and all kinds of people coming in, um, because it's become the place to be, and we have a top tier talent list. Um, uh, I personally think this, and this is maybe I'm waving the flag, and I'm being a one of W walker, as I call people, fag walkers. Um, I think if you put us against MOW or TNA, mainly TNA, we knocking TNA out the park. Let's be
Hmm.
honest. I'm gonna keep it.
Uh,
Um,
uh,
like
okay.
yeah, that's just
So
because the level of talent we got. The level of talent is unreal. Well, I didn't cut you off.
So, you've mentioned talents like Robin Renegade and the Renegade Twins. Shout out to them and so many others. What are other rising talents from either 1FW or other promotions that you see that you would want? other wrestling fans and promotions keep their eyes on?
Man, I have an eye for talent. Me and Joy Janela have an eye for talent. I Joy Moore has an eye because he's been doing this more longer for talent scouting. Um, but I like to see, I see a lot of talented people, and be honest, nobody really takes my talent scouting really seriously. But I've called a lot of talent that are now doing big things. I've
Hmm.
said before the Renegade. Well, the reason why they're in my group and in my group, the Nasty Hotties, is because the Nasty Hotties is a group of women that are badass women and are beautiful women that are wrestlers that I think are phenomenal. Uh, and they are the next up. So, and it's the same thing with the Nash team people of like people who have my back who are the next up, who are uprising and veteran wrestlers, and it's a mix between those for both groups. But the next people who y'all should be paying attention to, if you're not already, in the area, from the what I even say from the that lives in the area, that wrestles in the area, you should be definitely checking out Angelica Risk, Hyena Hair, Isis, no, Isis, one person, um, Remy Reed, the Superstars, you gotta say it like that, um, and uh, who else I'm trying to think of. These are all 1OW people, but they also are talented. You can see them other places. Joya Blake, um, Adam Priest, and some people call him Dory White Boy. I call him Lemon Pepper, my former rival. Trey Shaw, Trey Shaw the Ripper. Um, who else? I'm trying to think who else. Like, I watch a lot of wrestling. People understand. Like, I watch independents and I watch like mainstream stuff, but mainly AW. Um, also, I would say Teriyaki. I would say Jay Lucas and Top Team. I would say um I'm trying to think who else. Oh, it was just on Dynamite. Fly Death. They're really good. Uh, I would say I would say if I can. Oh well. I mean, let me think. Let me think. Let me think. That's a lot of talent. I can't really like. It's a lot of talent that I be around. You know what? Big Dave. Big Dave. Big Dave is one of them. Big Dave. Who else? Who else is um I think I think Lex Littlefoot is really talented. I think man, Casey Lennox has been out here for a minute, but she's still talented. Um I don't know, it's a lot. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot of talented people out here. But those are just off the top of my head. Um but yeah, most of our women's division is stacked, and you'll be seeing them all over. So yeah.
Yes. So what is something that fans misunderstand about independent wrestling?
Oh, that they look for the big arenas, and not even just the big arenas. They worried about the setting instead of the promotion. They're worried about the where it's at than watching the quality. They've I think a lot of, and this is on both, but because I like to be like this, and I like the let's I'd said in my post, let's we might make some people upset, but I think we're gonna make a lot of W fans upset. AEW fans do it too, but not to a aggressive that I've seen them. What would they say? What would they say? A lot of Fat Walkers, which is World Wrestling Entertainment fans, will, because it's not in an arena, or because it's not uh you know in a certain setting, Where's the pyro and where's this and that? Oh, it's in the bar. And I think they just the one thing about independent wrestling and people people to me who will be like AEW is independent wrestling or it's like an indie. No, I mean it feels like an indie, but it's not an indie. Like it's a national TV company. Like actual indie runs out of bars, runs out of VFW halls sometimes, but not all the time because independent wrestling doesn't run out of VFW all the times. Most of the times, yeah, some of the move slides, but not all the time. And I think because they run in theaters a lot, I don't think other people know that like most top independents run out of theaters and venues like that. Like GCW runs out of the fucking ECW arena. Um, it's yeah, it's just like it baffles me. But also, they don't want to support. I don't think people want to support nothing that's like that looks to them small, right? How many times, BJ? How many times, BJ, that you've probably gone to a mom and pop store and that shit? That oh, my bad. The food will be hitting, right?
Right,
The food, fantastic, right? The food is really good. The comfort service is really good, right?
right.
You go to your you go you go to your mom and pop store in the town that you live in, and you be like, man, that should be that's you know.
That's good stuff.
But
Yeah,
then you
yeah, it's
yeah
good stuff, but it's not major. It's not like say like the most. It's not something that you would like. You would tell a friend about it, but it's not something like it's not something that's gonna be a big name to most people. You know.
yeah, and it's just like the perception of like independent wrestling is because it's like in smaller arenas or smaller places they always like kind of talk down to it like, oh, you're an independent wrestler. Oh, that's good, buddy. Oh, okay. I can't wait till you make it. One thing I hate, I can't stand. Oh, I can't wait until you make it to the big time. So,
And
what
that's
we doing
something
here?
that that's something that as a fan I learned that you don't tell wrestling stuff like that. You don't like their big time is wherever they are at the current moment. Like this is their like the
Right,
big time is wherever they are at the current moment. Like they're doing great things wherever they are. So I think that a lot of people misunderstand the art of professional wrestling when it um comes to independent wrestling because I think that a lot of people just honestly don't want like they want to find a reason not to like something, and then once they find that quote unquote reason, then they don't want to watch something, and it's sort of disheartening to me, Leroy, because independent wrestling is very beautiful, and I think a lot of times it's a lot better than what the major companies are offering because you get more accessibility to the wrestler, you get to experience the opportunity to see people who you would never otherwise see in other places because they're not really allowed to go these places. But for me, I think independent wrestling is a very great thing to do. I think that a lot of people misunderstand the notion behind independent wrestling and why independent wrestling is so special. And I can talk to you about this the entire day. But so man, what was it like training with Braun Breaker? And just tell me a little bit about that story because when we started this interview, you were talking a little bit about Braun Breaker and the story about you taking this. I remember a story I heard on an interview that you did talking about taking the spear. So what was that like as well?
uh, other than Carlito taking it, I was the or other than Carlito and other people, but like I was the first person he tried it on. I was the first person where he was like, "Oh, I can use this as a move," and I think it was by QT. And people don't. W don't want WWE don't want you to know this because he has it out on his cage match. He's just a performance center guy. Nah, brother, this dude was. I trained with him with Giant Swinger, and then he came over to the Nightmare Factory. I'm not gonna say he was AEW bound or nothing because I can't, but he literally was trying to get in with the Nightmare Factory. Where he was at the Nightmare Factory. And he did, and
Mm.
when I went up to him, he knew me from from Giant Swingers and stuff. And so, but like that dude's a fucking beast athlete, bro. He's one of those rare few people that I've never been in there with a super athlete. I have never. Nobody. I've never been in there with no Brock Lesnar type guys like super freakishly strong or superly freakishly like fast people. Or that dude, that dude different. That dude is different, bro. When they say he said he got that dog in him, he do got that dog in him. Um, no, I just wanted to. I'm a, I'm a. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a very I'm even an adventurous person. I'm a
Mm.
very like I like to take the chance of I wanted to show that you know what, let me see if I can be in there with a super athlete like him. I wanted to take the challenge, and he Brian was very at the time. He didn't really like. I ain't gonna say he didn't like people because he did like some people. He was cool to people, but he didn't really trust that many people at the time when he was at the factory. Um, and so he knew me, so he was like, "Hey, I know Leroy. I'll take this. I'll take the spear from Leroy." And the
Mm.
QT's face was hilarious. I wish y'all could have seen his face. So you want to give Leroy the spear? And he grinned up like he thought it was the most funniest thing. Wait a minute, Leroy, you want to take the spear? You don't really take bumps like that. I thought I'm gonna do it anyway. And like, because people was daring me anyway, and I was also, what, I'm gonna do it anyway. Um,
Can
the
this footage
spear
be
that
found
he threw,
anywhere? Can this
huh?
footage be found? Like, can that footage be found anywhere? Like, is there footage of that?
Nah,
Wow.
it's like
Wow.
a,
Someone.
it's like a, it's a hearsay thing. People, I tell it, but I tell it because I like to tell it. But like, people won't believe me. But I don't really care if you don't believe me. I don't care if you think I'm lying. Uh,
Okay,
but
okay. I believe you. I believe you, Nancy Leroy. I believe you, bro. Cause see, you told I've never heard you tell a tall tale. I didn't necessarily believe that. So I definitely believe you because the people who you know in the business, I would highly I would highly doubt that you would be telling a lie about that.
Nah, but people be
Yeah.
think I be lying. So you could ask Cody, you could ask QT. Nah, I was there for his first couple of spears, and like I said, I did our Matt Russell with him, back in Giant Swinger days. Like I did stuff. Yeah, just he's just like, bro, like, and this is not me glazing him. This is just a fucking fact. I don't. This is a fact where you know how people be like, "Oh, he's this fast," and like WWE says he's this fast and shit. But
Hmm.
he's like 1.2 whatever miles or whatever. Bro, I wish I could be lying to tell you like he's point he's 50 he what is he 60 miles per hour or 70 miles per hour. That dude is fast. Bro, the time normal people, you set up the move, you turn around, you wait for it. Bro, I didn't even turn around in this motherfucker. Hit me. I'm talking about bam. Like it's like getting speared by Braun is it's like a I don't know how to describe it. It's like a fast horror collision. I don't even know.
Hmm.
You're seeing him come at you, and then one next to you, you're breathing all heavy, and you're fucking like, like you're just like, but it's like he's so fast, the impact hits you, so you're like out of breath and shit. Uh, I'm trying not to like. I'm trying to keep it family friendly because I ain't gonna lie, he scared the crap out of me. So, um, yeah, I was his first couple. I was covering his couple. I like to tell. It's a fun story how it happened. Like literally, we was doing drills and he was like wanting to come up with a finish, and he wanted to do. Well, the one thing I didn't ever talk about, and this is exclusive on your show. He wanted to do.
Ooh,
He wanted to do a Goldberg like move set, bro, because he's a Goldberg fan, and
really?
yeah, he's
Okay.
a Goldberg. He wanted to do a jackhammer spear like in his move set, and
Mm-hmm.
I said, brother, I understand you can pick me up, but can we not do the jackhammer? Can we? Can we? Can we not on me? Can we
You was
not
running
do
from the
that?
you were running from the smoke, Leroy. You running from the smoke.
No,
Okay.
no, I just didn't want it. I just didn't want to do it. But so but I was like, you know what? He was like, come on, Leroy. I'm the only one I trust, man. I only trust a few people here. I said, all right, bro, because it's you, I'll do it. And I wanted somebody to record it, but they didn't think that was the best idea to record it. I should have recorded it and said forget that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been a cool little documentary piece to have. Because you've
Yeah,
been a
bro.
part of a lot of cool stuff. So, and speaking of cool stuff, you've had some interactions with MJF. So, and the devil went down to comes down to Georgia. Your interaction with him was very short and to the point. He got in your face and he said, "Nasty man, next time I defend this title, I want you next time." So, what I'm gonna ask you is, and keep it as family friendly as possible. What kind of match would you want against MJF? And what are some words you could say that will possibly tell us that we could possibly have a match between the nasty man, that man, nasty Leroy, and Big Hebrew MJF.
Well, all right. So I wanna say this. Let me put this phone down actually so you can see what I'm about to say. Um, the thing about me and MJF thought he was slick. He thought because he defended his championship, and see, this is going to be uncharacteristic to me because I do want titles, but if it's a title match, it's a title match, right? I'll prepare for what it is, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I definitely don't want the title, which is funny, right? I do want world championships, right? Don't get me wrong, but I just want to beat the hell out of MJF. I just want to,
Okay.
hey, um, but I gotta play to my strengths. I gotta play to my strengths of having like what a street fight, you know, but I know he's not gonna do one of those matches. So if I could get a one-on-one match, cool. But I would like a street fight. I would like one of those things. And yeah, I would say this because this is another exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
MJF has known about me for years. This is not a new
Wow.
thing. Uh,
Okay.
he's known about me for years.
Mm-hmm.
He's run into me not multiple. Well, yeah, multiple times.
Wow.
He used to wrestle down here a little bit regularly, not fairly regularly, but a little bit regularly. He wrestled for
He
Action Wrestling and all that kind of stuff. But he was also down here for the Nightmare Factory because he was mentored by Cody. And
wasn't he
so,
technically a power plant original too as well, or was that
well,
or was he too far gone before that?
No, he's a Russell Pro guy. He's a Mac.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
yeah, he's a
I'll be forgetting he's a
Max
credit.
Buck.
Okay.
Yeah, and all those guys, and Kurt Hawkins, and all of them.
Yeah.
Um, no, he's a nightmare. People don't know this. I don't think. I don't know if people know this. If you didn't haven't watched in the early days, you probably know BJ because you probably watched the early days of AEW. I don't know if you have, but
Oh yes, I have. I have.
uh, he's a Nightmare Factory. Nightmare Factory, not Nightmare Factory. Nightmare Family. I gotta get it right. Nightmare Family member. And so
Yes. Yes.
I have been told on multiple occasions, as Cody has told me, "Hey Leroy, don't call out MJF. Don't call him a rat bastard. Uh, like all
Okay.
this stuff." Yeah, I know I'm supposed to keep it family
So
friendly, but like that's what it really
I
was.
know. I know.
Um,
I know. But I can see MJF in some way. He's gonna hear this. He's gonna hear this interview.
is he?
MJF, Max, just know I didn't suggest any other matches, but if you get Leroy in a no holds barred match, you didn't hear it from me, bud. You didn't hear it from me. You did not hear this from me. But if you get Leroy in a no holds barred match, you're not winning that title back.
I mean, listen. If he's a smart guy, this is what I'll say. He's a smart guy. He's smart enough to not put me in a title match against him. He's smart enough to know that if he was decided to wrestle me, he's going to do one on one. He's going to do his cheap tactics. He's going to do his usual hits. And the thing is, I've been wanting to say this for a while. This is why this is exclusive. He got a jacket and everything in a Nightmare Family. He was coming to the
Really?
factory on a regular basis, flying down
Mm-hmm.
from Long Island, and I couldn't really talk about it as much because he hasn't really said nothing to me. So those are some private conversations. So like this is like when everybody else says it, but now that he called and he wants to get in my face, and yes, he calls me Nasty Man because QT calls me Nasty Man, and one of my nicknames. People don't like
Mm-hmm.
this. Some people, I don't know. One of my nicknames is that Nasty Man, and like Nasty Leroy. I had Nasty Leroy outside of wrestling. I've been Nasty Leroy for years, so people call me. It depends on what you're comfortable with, to be honest. But like most of the coaching staff shortens my name either as Nast or if it's Nasty or Nasty Man. I answer to all those three, uh, and so that's what he that's why he was like Nasty Man. We're going one day we're gonna do it. He says that because I roasted the hell out of him. I flamed him. But
What?
BK, see the thing that they don't that he won't tell you is
Oh, I got.
I was
Oh.
getting at him. I was getting at him. And see,
Mm-hmm.
MJF knows it's okay. And this is why I have a beef with him. He knows how good I am on the mic. See, he's not the only one. I'm gonna use industry talk. As the bell guy would say, I'm gonna use industry talk. He's not the only one in this industry that can talk like him. See, he thinks because he got rid of we gonna talk right now. He thinks because he got rid of Ricky Starks, he got rid of all these different talkers and stuff that can out talk him. That now they're going in other places. Oh, it's only me. So now the thing or reason why I have beef with him is because back then I was just a guy that was I was at this factory and not just this guy I was still that man but I was to him I'm just a guy and all this other stuff and then back then he had more leverage than me. He
Mm-hmm.
he told Tony Khan and QT, well mainly Tony, not to hire me. Just get this out the way. Told him not to hire me. Told him
Really?
not to just not to do that. Not to do that. But you know what? It made me better. It made me better. I used to be mad at it. I used to be mad at it. But you know why he told him that? You know why? You know why he told him not to hire me?
Why?
He
You were
told
on.
he told him,
Wait a minute. You weren't you on an episode of Dark too though? You were on an episode of
yeah,
Dark, weren't you?
yeah. I was an episode of Dark. I was an episode of Dark. I was on two episodes of Dynamite and a pandemic and all that. Listen, listen. I say this because I've been waiting to get this off my chest. He's scared of me because see, he'll say one day, but we don't know how much that one day is because the no, and people be like, "Hey, MJF not scared of you. He's a top guy. He's this and that or whatever." Why you don't think he's never? I call not even call me out. Why you don't think he's never like make notice of me? Why you don't think ever since that and ever since that moment? Why you don't think he's never commented on a post? Because he knows and his soul at his house, at his mansion, or his wife, his dog, his kids. He knows that I see you're a top guy. Great, fantastic. You're a megastar, fantastic. But if you was ever put a mic in my hand against me and you one on one, I don't. He thinks that it's gonna be a landslide. A lot of fans think, oh, if Jeff's gonna cook you, he's gonna dog walk you, he's gonna do all this stuff. Those people don't. They haven't watched my stuff. They haven't seen me on a pro. They haven't seen me on a mic like that. So if you talk to me on TikTok and I'm a laid back guy, but once you get me going, you can't stop because look, I've talked with the best of them,
Hmm.
and I can talk with the best of them. Not have. Let me just
Right.
say that I can talk with the best of them, and MJF
Right.
knows in his soul, that he can't out talk me. He can get me with some
Okay.
singers, but he can't out talk me.
Okay.
And if
So you
Max,
mentioned.
if you're watching this, you know this too. So when you bring yourself and you decide, you know what, I'm gonna do this match. Know that physically, you might get away with a win. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna do your stuff. But if you put that microphone, it's more equal than y'all more think.
The only thing I request about this match is that number one, it's at the Dalton Carpet Arena in McDonough, so I can be there. I can do meet guys. You heard it here first. If that match between MJF and Nasty Leroy happens, and Nasty Leroy has the ends to make it happen, listen, your boy will be live in living color. If it's at the Dalton Carpet Arena in McDonough, best
You can just call it
believe.
one FW Arena.
You know, one
You can
FW
just call it
Arena.
one FW Arena. Yeah,
Let
it's
let it
easier.
be at the 1LW Arena. QT, if you hear this, please let it be at the 1LW Arena. Please. Because I would love to be there. I would take the night off to be
Please.
there for this match. So, because I want to be the one to say, you know what, I sparked this. I sparked all of this. So, I will come up there looking like a star and everything. I'll come up there with my button down shirt and everything. Just, but
I I just want to add. I just want to add to. I just want to add to this. I am. I've said it before. I am the catalyst for MJF having all this luck, the bad luck. I am the reason why he lost the Derby title. I am the reason why. I'm not the reason why he's facing Mark Briscoe, but he's been having this up and down luck. It's because and fair workers are gonna get mad, and some AEW fans are gonna get mad. I am the reason why he in the back of his brain be like, oh yeah, I can really out talk Leroy. I can really do this. I can meet him. But deep down in his head, I'm like, oh, maybe I can't. Maybe I can't really. Maybe I can't. I can out swift him, but I can't. I can't really out talk him because
mhm.
going back to the roasting. I was using, and this is family friendly, but the stuff I was saying was not family friendly. Well, what I will say is this: I did tell him he looked like a broke ass Wolverine. I didn't mean to say ass, but I don't think ass is the curse word. But yeah, um,
A broke
and other stuff.
Wolverine, though. Okay, a
Yeah,
broke
so
Wolverine.
um,
That's
yeah.
well.
So hey, listen, I got all kinds of stuff for him and any other person, but like he's on the top of the list of like promos like in my phone. Like,
Hmm.
see,
Hmm.
the one thing I'll say, I'll because if this gets out and people be like, you know, people of AEW be like, oh, he's roasting MJF again, and he can't say nothing nice. Whoa, and I'll be a gentleman about this. No, I ain't gonna be no gentleman about this.
I'm about to say that'll
Um.
be a Joe bit.
I'll be trolling. I will say this. I will give him this. All right. I do have a lot of promos in my phone, just like MJF has. Just like he said it in arenas. I am a student of the game, but also I do, you know, I'm like that. I've been like that. Of like studying. Um, but that's the only thing we share.
Hmm.
Um, I did also tell him he did look like what was it? No, he's like Richie Rich. He got all the money in the world, but you got no friends. Can't make a friend to save your life.
I mean, hey, he had to pay.
But
He had to pay the Don Callis family to be his teammates in Forbidden Door this weekend. So I mean, it kind of coincides with your point there, Leroy. But that's not your only rival. So on the TikTok space, guys, Leroy has a rival. His name is Remy, and him and Remy are cool, but they have a little sparring sessions every now and then. So talk a little bit about Remy and about how that contentious frenemies relationship that y'all have.
you calling it a rivalry?
Well, not really
That's
a
what we calling
rivalry,
it?
but it's a friendship that's competitive. It's a friendship that's competitive. Let
A,
me put it
a,
like
a,
that.
a friendship. A friendship. Mm.
You guys have
I,
a You guys have a
but
competitive
BJ, you're
friendship.
a nice guy. You know what? Everybody, BJ's a hell. He's a nice guy. He's a real nice guy. Like he's probably the nicest guy I met in the wrestling space. Of like he tries to put everything nice and cordial. Your parents, I know they're proud. Your family are proud and stuff. And like
Yes, yes.
you're a real
For,
respectable human being. Like if I bring you around
thank you,
my
brother.
parents will love you.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
brother.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you,
And
brother. Thank you, brother.
he's making it. Yeah, he's making it up. He's telling people like, oh, we're frenemies. No, Remy is a person that tries to bark at my tray, and like he for whatever reason he's like, I'm wrestling, but I can't let y'all know my name. Maybe because you got a trash name. I don't know. Um, But see, but see, he he told me he said at one time, or maybe because I just walked away from the phone. He said he's 6'5", 220. And I said, did you just lay your weight out and your height out? He's like, yeah, you can't do nothing with me, Leroy. I was like, I don't care if you 6'5". My brothers are 6'5". Like, you think that has anything to do with me if I get in the ring with you? I'm breaking you down like a fraction. I'm breaking you down like some tomatoes. What? I'll be like, do you know who I train with? One of the greatest technical wrestlers in the world today, Jonathan Gresham. That's a fact. Don't you know I know how to break down a body part? I told him. I know how to break down a body part. I know how to break down the legs, the arms. If I really wanted to, I like to fight people, but if I really wanted to, I could be real methodical and technical. I know parts of the body of the human body where I could just your legs won't be there no more. Now
Mhm.
you just be laid out, and I'll just be beating it. I'll be beating you up. But see, Remy and people like Remy, this is like it's not the age, it's his inexperience in the industry. I hate saying industry, but we're gonna say industry in the business, all that, right?
Mhm.
Um, It is, and because he has inexperience, he should know. He should know, but he's gonna learn. Um, that you poking out. I'm just a veteran and a name, and this is gonna get you clout and stuff. But you doing it in the wrong ways. Not only you doing it in the wrong ways, don't you know? I don't think he knows when I get angry. The reason why in my bio I have the professor crash out, and when I'm crashing out, it's not look. It's not good for you. It's not
Yeah,
good for you.
yeah.
Like so. So you having what? You having a year under your belt? You having 6 months of training or whatever? Oh, you roasted me because of this and that. It don't matter who your trainer is. It don't matter where you train. The one lesson you gonna learn is with me. You gonna respect that man, and and if you're not, you're gonna get a cold dose of Nasty Rally. That's the fact. So Remy, well, I don't even know why I'm just keep talking about this, but I think you know what? I think I just have to make this known. He, you know, you're from the South because I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use your mom probably used the saying. Remember your mom said, "Hey, BJ, stay in a child's place," right?
Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep, yep.
you be like, so stay in your lane. Stay in the lane that you're comfortable with. Because when you go up in the deep waters. Know
Mm,
that not only there are sharks up here, but they are individuals that once you keep talking, mm, you get down in that deep end and you don't know how to escape. So stay
yeah.
in a rookie's place. That's all I gotta say about that.
Okay. I want you to put your promoter hat on, and then we're gonna wrap it up because I got two more questions for you. I know that you're a busy man and everything. So for on July the 17th, y'all mark your calendars. On July the 17th, MLW Summer Stage 2 is coming to Center Stage in Atlanta. What can fans expect from Nasty Leroy to step into that spotlight?
I ain't gonna lie, like I said earlier, it's hard. It's hard having like the company on my back. Really, to be honest, that
Mm-hmm.
sounds cocky, but it really is. Like you know, the one of the faces of the stuff. But what you can expect if you've never seen me before, you're always going to be entertained. No matter, I ain't gonna say no matter what I'm doing, but people always are entertained no matter what I'm doing. But the National Strong Style is my version of not only this Japanese strong style, but of like my fighting style, what I like to do. And so I'm gonna introduce somebody to the National Strong Style. People gonna love it. They normally do. Um, the opponents don't love it. Um, but if your first time is going to see me, you will be thoroughly entertained. I really believed, I really believe in myself that like I am one of the top uh people in wrestling that can get you lost in the moment, if that makes any sense. Um, um, you know, uh, it's a weird how stuff happens, right? Um, I to some people like you said earlier, I'm a likable, personable guy. I like to be like that. Some people do like me, some people don't like me, but I don't know how. But over the time, well, I do know how. I think like the Janela Zone helped this though. Um, my natural self, I think, is likable to some people. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but for the majority is when you watch my matches, you like my stuff. Um, and for those who like my stuff, you just gonna follow my journey even more. But if you dislike me, it just I don't know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think you expecting my matches. I'm gonna talk a lot of trash in my matches. Um, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight people. I'm gonna throw people. I'm gonna do all this stuff. I kind of like have a mix of like I said, Nasty Strong style, have a mix between like all different people, like Homicide and Samoa Joe and Coca Cabana and Dusty Rhodes, and my flares like my chops are like Flair and all this other stuff. And like I have a little bit of new and old, so it's like you know, um, I go say last or dying breed, but like one of those few people that I remind people of like the old school style, but also the new. Oh, I can't even say it's new, but like the Ring of Honor type style, and that era of I would tell people you could tell who I watched when you watch me wrestle. So
Yes,
um,
because
yeah,
when I saw your punches and a couple of your matches, I was like, yeah, he's a Joe guy. I could tell like you were somewhat inspired by Samoa Joe by the way that you strike. Because Samoa Joe's strikes in a very similar manner. So I saw your punches and I said his punches remind me a lot of Samoa Joe. So I definitely see a lot of technical wrestler in you because of obviously Jonathan Gresham. Shout out to Jonathan Gresham. I met him very randomly at my job. I don't know if you'll ever remember this, but like I did randomly meet him at my restaurant that I work at, and he was a really cool guy. Very personable guy. Got just to shake his hand. I didn't want to take no picture because didn't want like let people know oh he's a celebrity or whatever. I just wanted just to get a chance to really meet him. So one day I'll be interviewing him on this page. You never know. So I would
yeah,
love to
man,
have
you're good.
yeah, yeah. Cause I would love to have that full circle moment with him and be like, you know what, you were very nice to me and I never forgot that. So I love to talk to Jonathan Gresham, talk to him
He was a good
about
dude. Yeah.
yeah. So as we wrap up, I'm gonna ask you two more questions, then I'm gonna be out of here. So if you could wrestle any three opponents from any era, who would they be and why?
Um. Uh. I think me. Damn it. Um. I think me and It's hard because there's so many people. Um. All right. I would say 80s and early 2000s, but I think I've said that on multiple interviews. So I'm gonna use this. I'll use more recent, right?
Hmm.
So I'll say like the 2010s, 2011s, like that prime Briscoes, because I know we would have a fight. Um, that's tag teams, just in one. Singles person. A lot of people would say, "Oh, New Jack and all that," and that would be cool because I think we would be a tag team more than anything because New Jack liked me. He said it reminded me of him. So I think singles wise, I would say like I'm gonna give you somebody that you won't expect for me to say. Um, I definitely would have a banger with fucking um what's his name? Uh, um, damn, I can't even think. Um, Tyler Black, not Seth Rollins. Tyler Black. I think me and Tyler Black would mix it up. Um, I think the third person would be mm, that's hard. It could be AJ Styles. No. Oh no. May think of somebody that I think me and William Regal would really have a good match. But as I say that, I also like he's still current. I think me and Kingston would also have a good match. I know that's like I use four, but so mm, I'm about to get up. Um, um, can I just we use a side thing? I know we said three. Um,
Mm,
I think I think other than Kingston, I think other than the people Regal Ryu, I also think in my current thing, a lot of guys that I would connect to. I also think me and of course one of the great people would be I think me I think me and most of the Ring of Honor guys would be good, of course, because it's my era. I think some of the
mm,
WWE guys, I think I would have a thing with Batista. I think me and Mr. Anderson would have a really good match, and I think me and I think and
yes.
MVP would be that's a possibility happening of not the match, but like interacting with MVP because he's more
Mm,
managing. But like, yeah, I think it's only certain people. Um, I think if you put me in a mic with me and Roman, I can, like I said with MGF, I can hold my own. I'm pretty sure about that.
mm,
Um,
mm,
um, I think because I do promos, but I don't think people really like even on the indies. People know I do promos, but they don't really see me as a promo guy. And like, oh, he's entertaining and oh, he's funny. But if you stick me in a mic with mostly national TV names or big names, most big names don't even think I can really talk like that, but I can. And I think a lot of people would be surprised about my promo ability and how I talk, and it's just you know, um, but most people only see me as a promo guy, so it's that's like a catch 22 at the same time. Nobody like or he's just a brawler, or he's just he's just a fighter, and that person. Yeah, me and Junkyard Dog would have a great tag team match. I'm not gonna lie. So
yeah, that would be a good one. I think you and Swerve will have a good match against each other as well. Like you and Swerve probably have a good match against each
I
other.
was gonna say Swerve, but I thought that would be too obvious. But yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yes.
Me and
Um.
Manson Warner are going to wrestle one day, so
Oh, okay, okay. Let me know
I just,
about that. Let me
I
know.
just know it.
Let me know about.
I just know we're just gonna. It's not a thing yet, but I know we will because
Hmm.
I've hung out with him multiple times. And, they say you fight your friends even harder than you fight your enemy. So
Yeah. Yeah. So finally, when people hear the name Nash Leroy, what do you want them to remember about you? Whether it's in the ring or personally, what do you want them to remember about you?
um, I think what I want people to remember me is like I went on my own. I went on my own sword. I went on my own path. I went on my own thing. Is like it's real easy to, and this is so apathetic because it's happening this weekend. It's real easy that you can go to the Nightmare Factory and get that'll be ID, certification, and you could, especially if you keep in shape and you're that's your goal and whatever, right? Um, this is before AEW. When I first started Ring of Honor, I wanted to wrestle there. When I first saw New Japan, I wanted to wrestle there, and I never, and I mean never, and I'm up, and I'm up, I'm going up there because it's becoming my birthday. But even when I was younger, I never, and I mean never, I was the opposite fact of me going to World Wrestling Entertainment. Why? It's because I think it's maybe because the punk rock in me it never interested me. It never was. And I use that to say because I don't want to do what everybody else wants to do. Like I don't wanna just, "Hey, might go to do WWE." But also, what I think what that is for me is, like, I don't wanna do what everybody else wants to do. Like,
Right.
I've I've been anti-WWE for a reason, 'cause it's just not the thing I wanted to do, but it's not because I'm being cool, it's because in general, without the company, I've been wanting to blaze my own path of like, at the end of the day, even when I leave out the ring and I'm still like, let's just say I'm a manager, they could be like, oh man, that Ashley Leroy, he did his own thing, man. He's for the most part, I hear I'm unpredictable. I'm always entertaining. You never know what you're gonna get with Nancy Leroy. You never know if he likes you or if he doesn't like you. But that's in the past. But I think more people have known me over the years know that you know where I stand if I don't like you. I make it be clear if I don't like you, if I do like you, type of person. Um, and I don't know. I just think like I'm a very and not only this a person that didn't let people put me in limits and don't let people put me in boxes and
Right.
was a very person to you know like I said, blame my own path, help people if they needed help, but also like you know, I think as a promoter, a future promoter, that I'm going to be running my own shows because I have a mind for that. Um, want to put people want to give people platforms and give people like, yo, this is he gave me this when nobody else do. When nobody else gave me anything, one fall gave me stuff, and then I gave the path to people who would follow my path. Um, I don't know, kind. They're gonna say outside the ring, kind, good dude. Some people are gonna say bad things, but we don't worry about them. But like the good people who know me, like the people who in the bigger companies and the smaller companies, and a from AEW to MLW to wherever, like Leroy's the coolest. Oh, Leroy's this and Leroy's that. I think they're gonna have a lot of complimentary things. I think that it's gonna be one of those things where it's like it is now. Like if you come on the indies, I want it to be if you come on the indies, if you come anywhere I'm at, you have to meet Nash Leroy type of person. Like that's oh he's this, and they talk about me in that way. But I think my legacy is just like blaze your own path and be self made, and but like stand for it, like not be fake self made and then go to WWE and shit, like like Matt Cardona and shit. Uh, but yeah, this I did it like the song. I did it my way, and I help people out. I've uh I've hustled my way, and had people who believe in me. I know it's a little bit long, but I have a question for you. I know this is my
Yes,
interview.
sir.
I have a question.
What you got?
What was what was the thing that made you want to check out like independent wrestling and like get into this whole world of wrestling when you could have just been like, oh, I'm just gonna be AEW and shit, and like I'm just gonna watch TV wrestling. What
Well,
was so the inquiring thing?
and you can forward this to him if you see this. Cody and Jay Lethal, Cody Rhodes and Jay Lethal got me into independent wrestling. Seeing their feud, I I definitely was intrigued. And then obviously the Kurt Angle and Cody Rhodes matches really, really influenced my love for professional wrestling as a whole and that for independent professional wrestling. I love the fact that independent wrestling is not necessarily on TV and that you have to go and see it. That makes you have to go and watch YouTube and things of that nature. So what really made me do this is just like I loved wrestling so much that I wanted to see what was outside of WWE and AEW and TNA. I wanted to see other things. So out of wanting that, I started just searching around and looking at different things, and then I found Ring of Honor. And then after that, um I found things like CZW. I watched a little bit of that. I watched a little bit of OVW. I watch MLW now. Um, I'm getting into one FW, and so there are so many different options out there that I looked into, and it just it sparked the love for me just for the art. And once I saw it, it was a art that just I saw that wrestling really was built on what's in the ring and not what's necessarily on the mic as much, and that you can how I put this, you can be the best talker ever, but if you don't have the greatest moveset, it's gonna be hard for you to make me into a fan. And for me, it just kind of taught me the importance of movesets and the importance of just having great wrestling ability.
Okay, okay, okay. Uh, there's one more question because right now I have nothing to do. So, but I also want to ask this. Um, so you said you research my stuff and stuff. You watch some matches. I don't want to I don't want to number it, but if you could, what what matches stood out to you?
Okay, so I saw a match between you and QT Marshall, the Norcross street fight. That was
Hmm.
pretty good. Now it was on the shorter side, but what I will say is, it was a fun match, and for an independent style wrestling match that's not on TV, I would give it like a 7 out of 10. Now that's
Appreciate
because
that. Appreciate that.
um now I saw a little bit of your match with Donnie Primetime. I don't know which one it
Hmm.
was. I can't remember which one it was, but I did see a match with you and Donnie Primetime,
Hmm.
and that match was crazy. That's one I think I don't know which one it was, but that match was crazy. And I'm very big into extreme rules type wrestling, so I like that sort of style anyway. So I watched that match and I was blown away. I said, I ain't know Leroy got down like this. So and then I saw a match between you and Adam Priest where you were just like laying down on the mat and you were just like looking like this or whatever in the thumbnail. Like I saw that.
Oh
That's
yeah.
one first match I ever saw of yours. Like when I found out who you were and that you were a wrestler, I looked up your name because I don't like the one thing about me is when it comes to a wrestler that I meet, I look up their names. I look up who they are and what they bring to the table because of their match skills and stuff like that. Because I like knowing about people's stuff because I just don't. One thing about me as a fan of professional wrestling, this one thing I hate about the IWC in general is that when we see a new wrestler, we don't look up where they've been before, and so I try to do that as much as I can. So with your matches, I looked up as much as I could. I saw a match with forgive me if I'm putting it wrong with the nasty bodies or something like that. I saw a match
Oh yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Me and
yeah,
it's it was called the Nasty Brodies and
the nasty
stuff.
bro. Okay, nasty. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I saw a
me and
match.
Brady Booker. Yeah, Bree and Brady Booker and stuff.
Mm, Yeah, I saw the debut match of you and Brady Booker. I saw that. I've seen a couple of. I've seen a little bit of your matches. I saw the match that Bars and Darkwing reacted to from you and Donnie Primetime. Oh, those that really extreme match. Um,
Yeah.
that that sort of wrestling style. I have to be prepared when I do watch it because like I'm more of a technical wrestling guy. But when it comes to like I have a soft spot in me for extreme rules and tables matches and all different things. I like a variety of wrestling, but for me, it's primarily when it comes to technical wrestling, it's something that I really enjoy because I like learning the difference. Because as a kid, I learned the different submission holds and what different things went into that. And
Hell yeah.
sorry for the long way around that, but that's the way when
No,
I
no,
look at
no. That's
wrestling.
good because
When I Yeah, because when I look at wrestling, I look at it from a standpoint of like, can you do multiple submissions? Can you do a cattle mutilation? Because a lot of people don't do that. Um, can you pick a body part and destruct it from each and every match? So that's one thing that I have kind of learned.
and that's commendable because I'm gonna tell you, like you said, me and Adam. Uh, I always say this, and I joke with it, but it's really true. Adam was known. Adam was known on the Indies. He was known locally, but he wasn't known as much as you would like to think of. Now, did his hard work get him to AEW? Yes, exactly, it did.
Hmm.
He's really talented, so yeah, that got him in the door, that lock and AEW. But where it sparked it all, remember I said on the callus, I am the
Hmm.
reason where I well, it's not even a reason. I am the callus because I put the man over. He may not won that match, but ever since he wrestled me, more people was watching that match over and over.
Hmm.
And because more people was watching that match, they wanted to know who is this Adam Priest guy. Deadlock Pro Wrestling booked him. Action booked him. Well, they was already was they booking him already? No, I think at the time they wasn't booking him as much, but they started booking him more. And no, just like MJF, they're not going to, or let me move that. Adam is not going to really tell you. He's going to laugh at it and be like, "Oh, that's not right reason. I earned my shot to get on TV." Yeah, you did. But the catalyst for me, candidates, is me. I put you on the map.
Hmm.
So, I'm glad you watched that match. Um, I tell you the build up for that match. I was calling him Bland Man. I was calling him look like you out here with being with ladies of the night, but not attractive women. We'll just say that.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
Um, what else did I say to him? I said to him, you the type where you say you like season on your food, but if it's too much, you sneeze. Um,
Hmm.
you look like you look like you eat bland chicken, salt, and pepper. What else? I've said multiple stuff. Just like, well, but you know who's taking over the bland manager uh thing is a guy by the name of Tony Evans. He's bland. He's the new bland. Since
Spectacular
then,
Tony.
Adam Priest.
Spectacular Tony Evans from OVW. I think I know who you're referring to, right?
Yeah, yeah. Superior spectacular. That's what we gonna call him. Even though I'm superior Tony Evans. No, he's spectacular. That's his new name. Yeah, aka the bland man. So he comes out. I talk like this. Hush, hush. What does that sound to you? That sounds like a cartoon.
Yes, it
That sounds like a.
does.
I'm talking like this. I'm talking like this. Well, he used to team with a guy named Derek Neal, but Derek Neal actually talked like that. He's just like doing his impression of him, and then he
Hmm.
don't want to say it, but he also stole the ACH, no ACH, not ACH. Shout out to ACH, but AC Mac catchphrase because he used to say the same thing, but in a different way. But I don't know. But yeah, if you ever get him on here, just tell him that he what you probably gonna ask him why is they were picking on you or why is this? Remember, I'm gonna tell him. He's like, hey, he started this first, but see, he wanted to he wanted to make it real. He wanted to make it real. But the only thing is, I ain't see. I'm not coming to OVW, but if I was, and if I decide to, and he better hope and pray that I would get I'm only enhancement talent because he better hope I don't ever even want to even face him. Because no matter if you win or lose, well, it matters if you win or lose, but like no matter if he wins or lose, he's just gonna know he messed up messing with me. So Tony Evans looks like he don't season his chicken. That's what he looks like. And somebody says to me, "Oh, he seasons his chicken. What salt and pepper? That's what he looked like. Um, he looks like Tony Evans looks like a Walmart employee that goes on break, just coming off on break.
Yeah, he
He looks
definitely.
he sounds like a lifeguard that'd be like, "Hey, get out the pool
Yep,
over
yep,
here."
yep, yep.
Like so.
Oh man.
Um. Okay. So this is gonna be shout out to your family, but this sounds like he be in your neighborhood and he be trying to come over just for Thanksgiving just because he don't got no seasonings in his house.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Man, so Leroy, you are a funny guy, sir. So thank you, man, first of all, for coming on the show. Shout out to our sponsors, Pop Mania. Um, and Leroy, I want you to look into the cameraman and I want you to give us the last word, man. Just talk, give some people some words of motivation. We got some kids. We're gonna have some kids. There's gonna be probably some kids watching, some teenagers watching, some young adult watching that need some words of encouragement. What would you tell them?
I would tell them, be be yourself unapologetically, and once you find yourself, your true self, be yourself unapologetically. I would say to the future kids of America, no matter who tries to tell you what not only what to be, whatever, but it's gonna sound very like I don't know how it's gonna sound, but like people would tell you not to chase your dream, don't listen to them. Um, if your job, if your dream is to be, I always say this. My dream is never to be in a WrestleMania, right? Never wanted to do that. But if your dream is to be in WrestleMania, do that to your best of your ability, and you know, let nobody stop you. Be unstoppable. And it sounds corny, but like Cody says this a lot, and I really take heed to this. Like, you gotta be undesirable to undeniable. You have to do the work, but not only just do the work, you have to let people know you in the room and remind people who you are. As an adult, remind people who you are. Um, I think inspiration is cool, and consistency is also cool, but you have to put that in your brain. And so I always tell people, if you're a teenager, if you're an adult, let me talk to adults for a second. The adults, if you always wanted to be a wrestler and you think at 29 or 30 or 36 or 37 or whatever, or 28 or 25, that's not too young, man. You just got to know your goals or what you want to do. So if you want to be a manager, be a manager. If you are 25 and you don't think, oh, I can't be a wrestler? Yes, it's always time. Just get the good schools, get the good people around you. Study, study, watch, be a true student in the game. The reason why a lot of people like MJF are successful is because he watches the student of the game. Mance Warner, student of the game. Like you can take inspirations from the old school, but also you can mix it with the new school. But you can also take different stuff. Like I don't even know how many people that know. Like most of my strikes are like old school stuff and Samoa Joe, but also it's a lot of Victoria in my strikes. So and Cancer Ray and stuff. Never be too proud. Always stand on business, and I think don't let nobody devalue you. Know your value, know your worth. Um, no matter if it's a life to a promoter, whatever, no matter how it looks at the time, be and I know there's a lot of inspiration, but I remember this years ago. Go where you're don't go where you're tolerated, where they put up with you. Go where you're celebrated, but also appreciate it. You want to be somewhere, and that goes for wrestling locker room, that goes for life, goes for anything. Anybody can be that man, even that I am that man. You just have to believe in yourself. When you walk out the door, you have to believe that I am that man. I put these clothes on. It's a wrap. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Nasty Leroy, for coming on. Listen, guys, 1FW Summer Stage is on. Summer Stage 2 is on July the 17th. We have the Ticketmaster information in the description. We also have Nasty Leroy's YouTube information in the description as well. You can go look at his matches and all the things that you would like to see. Um, we really would love for you guys to go and attend this great event on July the 17th and see National League World Wrestle live and in person. So shout out to 1FW, shout out to QT Marshall, shout out to Billy Gunn and all those individuals who make up the 1FW family. Um, Thank you, National Leroy, for coming
Definitely.
on, my good brother. And I will see you guys
Yeah, yeah.
later. Peace. All right.
Future Shock with your host, Benjamin Dixon. And guess what? You are now plugged into the Power Surge. I'm black with the cheese, no attraction screen. What's the arrogance spray? That's the money I bring. Living legend on the charts, that's a FTR. Nigga swerve through the scene, that's just not NASCAR. Strong with the ruin, know the night is young. Clear vision for the sight, know the title won. Let the band play club for the dragon, I'm on to it. Combat club for the honor, we grind through it. If you with the smoke, the lighter matches get lit. Guy just look in the box, but ain't got mix. War dog ready, I got a fix for comp. If you answer the call for the boots, you get stomped. Perfect when the talk is timeless. I'm known for malice. It ain't argue rules like a king does. I'm a shed skin and show you legs like snakes. No RKO is coming after the break. You can fall from grace and get buried. Empty every cannon when loose and peel like Mike Bailey. Darker with the stun, I take a bump for real. Every public on tweet when Harley screams, yeah. I'ma need y'all to stop what y'all doing and follow on all social media outlets. You know the vibes, money make the world turn circles. And pay me like a whale, want it all like Yoku. Let Oos know that my bloodline thick. MFTs we connect, every brace will stick. Need a Naya on the line, we can die like Preston. Mac picking up a baddie like Jay, we said. Who's next with the tango? It's a collar and elbow. Let the beat slap, give me chest like the big show. Involved with sickos, I got an ID. From the trenches we evolve, with the scraps we free. Hit a match, strike 3, I got a pin like 8. Write stories never boring, that's the NXT. You are now tuned in to the Future Shock. Future Shock, Future Shock. Hot takes we debate is the Future Shock. Future Shock, Future Shock. IWC, it's the Future Shock. Future Shock, Future Shock. Get your news here first, it's the Future Shock. Future Shock, Future Shock.